Yo, welcome to Groove Theory. You here by myself. By myself. My co-host is not with me today, but you got 40 bands. Yeah. So I'm joined by two lovely people in the event space, dear friends of mine, and I get to interview them and ask them some difficult questions and just chop it up here on Groove Theory. So I'd like them to introduce themselves and what they do and what's the name of the event property. We'll start this side.
Sanibonani, igama lami uVuyo McGlad. Bafuya noTabehlobo sithi sikhulisile amakhosi. I am the founder and director of NarowBi in Kislev Jazz. Yeah.
Sanibonani ekhaya igama lami Zango Thando Qaliphelele. What do I do? I'm the technical director of NarowBi in Kislev Jazz, and yeah.
All right, cool. For those that don't know, what is NarowBi?
Sheesh. Okay. We're live.
We're live.
NarowBi is an events company that was founded for a sole, not a sole purpose, but then one of the reasons just to create spaces, create a space where people can just come through and be themselves, So I think at that time there was no space for alternative sound.
Okay. And how would you describe it?
I would say
Someone that doesn't know it.
NarowBi is a custodian of culture.
Okay.
NarowBi is a movement, NarowBi is moving the culture forward, is moving the culture of alternative music and alternative spaces forward, and just making art the focus of engagement.
And where did the name come about?
Do you want to take that?
I can take it. So I think being Plomile with my cousin, and we're just playing around with names. At that time, we're still being a Rabbi corner, it was still an idea of hosting, and we had quite a number of names, and I'm into into too much,
Okay.
So the names that we had were Tibasana, we had Utter Life, we had therapeutic events, so we just took those names and then we translated into different African languages, I think, yeah. So we ended up coming up with Awaran B, which is Igbo, and Swahili. Awaran meaning art, and then you just twisted it up. Wordplay, narrow, and then B-I meaning alive. So NarowBi means art alive. Yeah.
It's dope. There's a lot of.
There's a rationale.
Yeah. Okay. And coming from your urban Zulu backpackers,
yeah.
Do you guys think you'd come this far, doing the event and starting it up and creating an alternative space for people, or did you guys know that we're creating a space for alternative people and we're gonna get big soon enough?
To be honest, there was no formula, and I wouldn't say that we had what you might call it, a vision. Well, okay, we will get to this point. So at that time, we're just doing things for fun, because I think it was founded in 2019. I was at UJ then. I never had an idea which is Sophie Galana,
Okay.
So yeah. So I think because, like I mentioned to you, that one of the reasons was to create a space for alternative sounds, So I think since we ran with that momentum of alternative sounds, it grew, and then we found our community. We found abantu that love the same things that we were presenting to them, and then it's a cool energy from there.
Okay, and at that time, where did you come into play?
So I got booked for my first NarowBi, one of those first few performances around early 2020. I think we were coming off the hard lockdown.
Okay, yeah.
And I was just a SoundCloud rapper,
Damn.
just making music in my bedroom, not even for people, for myself. And then I get this DM one day that says, "Hey, bro, we like what you do. Come perform." And then I performed, and then I've been around ever since. I didn't actually see it getting to the point where we're doing festivals independently now, and we're having like so many people come through to the shows we're curating and stuff. So for me, it was sort of like Vuyo says, like a for fun thing, you know, and just finding a space, you know, because that's what's important here, is a space to express yourself and engage with like-minded individuals. And this is where we are now, because it's clear that people needed that therapeutic event. Yeah.
And what's this? A lot of people do start off in events, you know, for many of the wrong reasons. And it's nice to hear that you guys are saying that you started out as fun.
Yeah.
And you saw a gap in the market, and you're like, no, we're going to put on an event that's for alternative artists. And from that one NarowBi, what other event properties have you guys started, and what are they about?
So currently we have 4 properties, which is Party Plus Market, Kids Love Jazz, Soundcheck, and Love Letter. Okay. You know, so the stories are crazy, man. Because when we look at Party Plus Market, initially it was just NarowBi. It was named NarowBi, and then as time went by, we decided to just coin it Party Plus Market, you know. Okay. And then with Soundcheck, we're doing an actual soundcheck for a show with Mars Baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think the way he was playing it, you know, like we thought that we need something intimate like that, where we could maybe like limit it to like 150 people, you know, so that like 150 people can experience what we experienced at that soundcheck, you know. So we decided, okay, cool, we're just gonna do like an actual soundcheck show, you know, in coin it Soundcheck. Yeah. That's how Soundcheck came about. And I Love Letter, we one of the NarowBi events that we did, we had like a speed dating thing, you know, and people, they really loved it. So we decided, okay, we're just gonna run with this. And then with Kids Love Jazz, we went to Jazz in the Lights. That was last year, and Kubheka was playing. So when Kubheka went on, something crazy happened, man. Like we saw a shift of like the youth coming close to the stage, you know, like it was crazy, you know. So then we just started chanting, yo, the kids really love jazz, you know. Yeah. It started off as a chant, like, yo, the kids really love jazz, you know. And then I think there was a Nike event in Bram. We went to that, and then we still chanted, the kids love jazz, the kids love jazz. You know, after a month, we're like, yo, fuck it, man. Let's do this, Let's do our own jazz show, you know. So, yeah, and then...
Wow. And what's this? I've been to the speed dating one. Then obviously I've been to the NarowBi, the previous ones, or the normal ones, as you could say. And as a consumer, I really loved it. I think looking at it differently, you know, to describe to someone, be like, that's where the creatives and the hipsters coming out, the people that are still trying to find their identity in how they dress. And I would say it's a place where you'll meet someone that's curious about everything, about life and how they dress. It's just people that are inquisitive about things. I think that's how I describe it to anybody else. And I think it's just you meeting younger people, and that's what I love, you know. And seeing the live acts you guys have put on, and seeing the Kids Love Jazz as well, and the lineups that you guys have curated. Have there been challenges recording those live moments, like having who's Kubheka, who's the other artist you guys had on the
Bobby and Nana?
Yes, having those artists. How do you make sure that you have the perfect sound or the perfect production to record all of that and still be able to post it maybe later on in the future?
So we're actually super intentional about that, because some of the spaces we look up to a lot, spaces, for example, like the Center for the Less Good Idea, they're really big on archiving.
Okay.
So archiving is something we're super intentional about, even though we don't really roll out content in a manner that other events properties would roll it out, you know. We're not doing like after movies the day after the events and stuff like that.
Yes.
But we have this catalog of content that we can fall back on and tell our story when we're ready to tell it. Because right now our story is still, being told, it's still being formulated, and we're still on our journey. So there's like a huge collection of recorded.
The hard drive.
The hard drive is online. The videos, the sound, the moments in between, like everything. There's like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. There's like a mini doc in the pipeline about the Lost Kids Love Jazz we did.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is a story that we get to tell. So yeah, like the content is there.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's this? And your side, what would you say?
I think I resonate with Zango, but for also remember, we are currently solely independent and we solely depend on ticket sales.
Yeah.
So we also trying to. The reason why we are archiving as well is also we're trying to monetize, So there are people, distribution labels that we're speaking to try and see if the audios that we have, obviously with the consent of the artist, the audios that we have, we can like publish them, as like live audios.
On maybe like a Spotify podcast or Apple podcast.
All of them. But then now, I don't know if, of course, the Lauryn Hill live session.
Yes.
Something similar to that, So we could like release it, but then it's like live at NarowBi, and then like maybe, make some coins.
Okay. And obviously having the consent of the artists involved.
Yeah.
And what's this in terms of, starting an event property? We all started an event property and it's flopped or whatever. What have been the challenges? A lot of people would say, it's probably the venues giving you a challenge, or maybe the sponsors giving you a challenge. What have been the challenges you guys have faced throughout your journey so far that you think other event organizers or people?
I can point towards other event properties, and the thing I see that like really is difficult for a lot of people is sort of consistency and motivation and like end goal and intention. So it depends on the intention you're starting your event property with. Like, if you're doing it to like make money, it's not going to be really viable in the beginning, because you need to build a community. You need to build people who support this movement and support what you're doing and want to come through to these things. But if you're doing it to create a space that you feel doesn't exist yet, and you want to make a space for yourself and like-minded individuals, the most difficult thing then becomes the will to act on that, because there's always challenges. You're always going to have problems with venues. Sometimes the coins aren't going to align. Sometimes artists can be difficult. Sometimes, like everything, there's nothing I can point to and say this was easy, But if it's something that's sitting in your heart that needs to come about, those challenges become secondary. So the most difficult thing is consistency and motivation.
All right. And on your end?
My end is coins. Yeah.
The coins are not there.
I think coins. Without money, it's tough to do anything, man. As much as relationships can help, maybe like there and there, maybe artist friends, a DJ friend, you can chop it and then maybe totally discount Nyana, but still like it won't be enough, because at some point my favors I pay, like maybe you've used all your favors, all 3 favors, now you have to pay the actual rate, So I think coins and abantu abaningi, when they speak about events, they be like, yo, the money's at the bar, But then the people, the bar, the bars are ripping us off, man. Like you could see, okay, cool, this is the money that the bar made, but then you guys are getting like, even if the split is like 50-50, I don't know, maybe it's I'm accountant, man. Sometimes you can see, okay, even if you have someone at the bar that just does the counting, there's like some coins that are missing, but you don't know how. But then when they can like tell you, okay, this is it, So I think money is the biggest problem that we have, and I understand, Because
we had the homecoming guys here, and they did say that we asked them about the pricing of alcohol.
Yeah.
And they gave a different point of view of it. Like, you know, if you're hiring out a bar company and they run the bar and they have their own prices, you know, they will obviously take that money and give you your share, if it's 10%, 20% or whatever. And maybe that doesn't cover, you know. But at the end of the day, it's some of the challenges that you have to be faced with, because in order to grow, you must, you know what, I'll take this deal for now.
For now, exactly. That's the thinking behind it, because I feel like as much as there's hardships, I feel like we're being prepared to sort of own the spaces holistically, you know, because I feel like every challenge we go through teaches us something, teaches us a very valuable lesson. And we're getting to a point as well that like it's becoming sort of unsustainable for us to be taken advantage of in the ways we're being taken advantage of. But then we need to empower ourselves to take the spaces, you know, to like start our own bar companies, own our own venues, like own our own means of production. And I feel like that's where we're going, and that's what we're being taught. Like, I don't take it I try not to take it personally. True. When I see the way that, like, you know, people who are supposed to be supporting you or helping you or making your movement sustainable move the way they move. True. Because they also, as much as we have our own goals, they have their own goals, their own bottom lines, their own, you know, intentions. Mm-hmm. So our intentions are aligned with our vision, and we're owning that vision, and we're growing into a space whereby we can do this on our own. We can do this, as much as it's difficult to do it independently with like no financial backing, with no real sponsors or anything like that. There's so much value that we've extracted from that journey, and we know our own value now, so that when we do have conversations now, we can say, what you're offering isn't actually helping us because we've been doing it.
Yeah, alone, yeah.
So come with something more concrete. And I feel like it's going to be amazing to see where we end up through everything we've learned. And it's going to be amazing to see what we end up building. Yeah.
And also on that venue chat, it's actually very real, because I have a friend who's got an event this weekend, and you know, he had spoken to a venue owner, and obviously me knowing the things I know, I was like, listen, dude, you can't do an event there, because roughly at a certain time the police are gonna come and your event's gonna be shut down. And obviously, you know, because it's his event, he had to do what he had to do, and he actually had to move it because the cops didn't want to allow him.
Yeah.
They're like, no, there's noise restrictions, we're not going to allow you to do your event. And that also made me look at other people in our industry in terms of owning establishments where you hope that these people can help you, like, you know, giving you the venue for free and all those things. I also looked at it like, no, it's a business. This person has to pay rent.
Yeah. There's a bottom line.
Yeah,
you know?
This person, as much as they're willing to help the younger generation in terms of events, they also have to meet a quota at the end of the month. And it also, in the background, it's you having landlords picking up the rent. They're like, no, in 6 months, the rent's going to go up, just trying to push out these people that are trying to help us. Yeah. You know, and I think a lot of people starting out events don't get that. Like, you know, these venue owners are not doing this out of spite or anything like that. They've got things to do as well. They've got to pay things. For you to have your next event, they've got to meet a quota. They've got to meet a rent that's due, you know. So I think people must just, you know, be empathetic to others. You know, whoever you're going to for help, or whichever venue, whatever, that's helping you out, you know, think of the backstory of it. Think of what's happening behind the scenes. And when you guys did Kids Love Jazz at Bram for the first time, did you guys expect that amount of people to pull through and sell out? And
I did.
You did?
Yeah, low key.
I didn't.
For real?
Yeah.
Why not?
Kids Love Jazz, man. I think jazz is known for old cats.
Yes, yes, the older generation.
Older generation. You have to be someone in the not necessarily, but you have to be someone in the society to listen to jazz, you know. Yeah. Jazz is known for abantu that are chilled, laid back, you know.
Yeah, on vinyl, something like that.
Vinyls, you know. So I wasn't expecting our crowd or our audience to like accept it like that. But okay, it's Mani who are into jazz, you know. So to me, it came as a shock. So I would say for me, it was a gamble. You know, I wasn't really expecting the event to be sold out.
Okay, and it actually is what sold out 2-3 times, if I'm correct.
2 times.
Okay.
Yeah, the main events, we've done 2 main Kids Love Jazz events.
Yeah.
And we sold out both of them.
And then we did like 2 pop-ups.
Yeah, we did the activations.
Like free shows.
For real?
Yeah, we did a free show with BCUC, and then you also did a free show with Kozo Zwane and Masai Sepuru.
And how did that collaboration just come about? Was it something you guys spoke about prior, or was it the thing of like they came to the event and they're like, listen guys, we love what you're doing, but you know, let's do a little pop-up. Let's see the
So it goes to, again, relationships with spaces, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 2 places we can really point to and say that's home for us.
Okay.
There's a space in Bramfontein called The Forge and the Commune, right? It's a non-profit organization. And they sort of house us, you know, even for Soundcheck, they become our shelter for Soundcheck. And they were like, we're trying to do something. And then that's where we stepped in and we're like, oh, we can actually do this thing for you because you want to activate the space. Let's do a Kids Love Jazz activation here. And then they sort of helped us book BCUC, and then they gave us the space, and then we were able to do that activation there. And then the next space I can point to is the Center for the Less Good Idea out at Arts on Main in Maboneng. And they sort of facilitated us doing our activation there as a collaboration for one of their collations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because also, to go back to your side before I move to my question.
Yeah. No, we paid the artist.
Yeah, no, they paid.
Everyone was paid.
Damn.
Rate few shows, but then we paid their rates.
Wow.
Yeah. We actually have 2 more activations before the main Kids Love Jazz coming up again, and we'll still pay them their rates.
Wow. All right. And what's this in terms of, you know, doing all that? And do you guys think you'll take Kids Love Jazz on the road? I know you guys are having one in Cape Town. You know, being in Joburg and trying to make an event maybe in Cape Town or Durban or wherever, what are the things that are, you know, helping you make it easier? And what is the challenge that you found so far?
Can I answer the first question?
Yeah.
Like taking it on the road. So I have a concept. We have a concept next year, June, that we're trying to implement.
Okay,
so
all right.
some of the team members, bayang pigi zabayfuni, but so I'm trying. My vision is to have Kids Love Jazz in Rustenburg. You know, we do like a theater in Rustenburg. We go to Polokwane, we go to Witbank, we go to Kubheka. You know, we do like a tour. You know, even if it's like 500 people there, but then you still do it. You know, like it doesn't like it's a moving festival. It doesn't just stay in Joburg and Cape Town and Durban. But then we go to Rustenburg, we go to Polokwane, we go to Kubheka, Bloemfontein. You know, we have a list of theaters that we wanna visit. You know, so that's the vision that we have. But I haven't won it yet.
The only thing, we're not even fighting about the conceptualization of, because that's the plan. Like, there's a roadmap to like take it to all these different spaces in a more intimate setting, because that's what's sustainable. My only flop is what's in Rustenburg.
You know, no. Okay, first there's Sun City. Let's not let's not throw shade on Rustenburg. But the thing is, I'm looking at it as a positive thing. Like, you taking it on the road. Who knows that you guys can inspire someone else to pick up, you know, a drum or a guitar or whatever.
Yeah.
You could actually bring another artist in one of those cities where that is not looked as, you know, amazing music or whatever. It's for the old people's, the Grootmans. So on one hand, I'm like, yes. On the other hand, I'm like, it's a very huge gamble, but you guys have taken the gamble once.
Exactly.
Why not roll the dice on something? You know?
But also, do you know how many people travel from like Rustenburg, your Polokwane to Joburg just to come to
experience culture?
You know? So I think the Baningi abantu that travel from like far just to come to Joburg, you know, to experience this. Why not take the experience to them, you know, to Rustenburg, you know,
right. You know,
Rustenburg.
He's won me. I'm agreeing with the idea. I love the idea. Yeah. You know, taking it on the road, because you never know who you might influence. And the thing is, these artists that you've booked, they come from those cities. You might find that you're like, no man, my hometown is Kubheka. No, dude, guys, I'll come and play there for free. I just want to give back to my community in that sense. And you never know what could come out of it, where the community will be like, no, can we do like a program where we talk about it, or how we can help these people that are doing that. So
Yeah.
I would say do it. I would run with it. Like I think you must hop on the train, even if it's in Rustenburg. Like
you see that train chat, yeah, man. Bring back Prasa. But yeah, it's like definitely a necessary thing, and more than anything, it's exciting to sort of see the country in that way, see the country in those intimate spaces, and like sort of, because the way the roadmap is formulated, we're not going to go there to go do a big event. We're trying to activate those communal spaces like the theaters and those artistic hubs that are sort of overlooked, and sort of bring back the culture of live music.
It's sort of dying out.
So if the government is watching this, please, we need your money.
Gayton, Minister of Sports and Recreation and Arts and Culture.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You need funding, like, and a lot of it, It mustn't just only go to F1.
Let's make it make sense now, please.
Okay, and what's this? If you guys had to start all over again, what would you guys have done differently if you had to start all over again?
What would you have done differently?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I am who I am because of the mistakes and the lessons, the losses.
Yeah. So
I don't think I would be there if it wasn't for the losses, if it wasn't for the process, So I feel like if it was perfect, maybe I'm not here.
Okay. And what's this for those that think events is, it's all glitz and glamour, you're a celeb or whatever. Would you mind sharing those losses and experiences that, some watching this might think like, oh no, man, that's nothing, but you actually lived through it?
Yeah, so many losses, man. But more especially coins.
Okay.
Because I think from the first NarowBi, I lost coins. Mm-hmm. I was an NSFA student. Okay. And I used my 5,000.
Your grants,
my grant to fund the show. And at that time, I knew nothing about events, the venue, I can negotiate anything, So I was just paying everything like I had money, So I used that money and, I lost it. So, I think, and friendships.
You've lost a few friendships.
I've lost a few friendships from people that are artists. Wanting to be booked, and sometimes Toluti, the lineup doesn't make sense with them on, and they think that as someone called me a gatekeeper, I'm like, but you don't make sense for this lineup, and but not for this lineup, It's like having a certain artist that kills love jazz, and it's not even a rendition, but it's just them playing there, like it just doesn't make sense, Sometimes I think those are the sacrifices that we have to take as the team. That I'd rather lose you, dog, than mess up the lineup.
Okay, and on your side,
things can go wrong. Things always go wrong.
Yeah.
If things don't go wrong, you should be worried that something's not going wrong, and it's a matter of the difficult thing is removing the personal aspect of it and removing the emotional aspect of it and sort of solving the problem that's in front of you or navigating what the event looks like in spite of that problem. Man, we've had all sorts of issues with venues, issues with sound, issues with artists, there's never not been an issue, but these are the things that sharpen you and show you what you're made of. And show you what your event is made of as well. Like seeing people stay in spite of anything that might be going wrong. Like we've had load shedding hit. We've had speakers blow up, We've had artists just not show up. We've had all sorts of things like that. But the thing that affirms you is that the people stayed. And the people wanted to be a part of it regardless, And the people wanted to be together in it, So, that's the thing.
And also, the rain, brother.
Yeah, the rain. Oh, the rain.
The rain.
There's no December in South Africa where it doesn't rain and we dance in the rain. So,
remember I had to chat with Tube that it always rains, And I think one thing that I've mastered personally is not to panic.
Okay.
You know, so if I can't control it, then the only thing I can do is take the mic and apologize. Hey guys, it's raining, but I can't control it. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like control your emotions. You know, don't like stress. You know.
In terms of having that, a friend of yours, he wants to play at your event and, it doesn't actually align with what the music he plays. Do you guys have that often? Or is it something that you have to say, like, listen, if you haven't been to the event, you can't just, come and ask for a slot where the music-wise, it doesn't align. Have you had to have those difficult conversations, or it was just like the thing of your friend thinking you're gatekeeping or you don't want them to shine?
I don't think it's even a difficult conversation anymore. Like, I've even worked out, I've gotten to the point where I've worked out like a dialogue where we can give you points on why maybe right now it doesn't make sense. Like there's a script I can call on and say, number one, I've never actually seen you come through to the show.
Yeah.
And there's so many other people who like have come through to the show on a consistent basis. And they don't even like come out and ask us and say, yo, I want to play, They just come and support, and you're like, you know what? This is a person who I've actually seen in the space often, and I've seen them around other spaces trying to do this thing. Let's platform that, Other people, it is also a matter of curation, because there's a narrative behind every lineup. There's a vibe, there's a journey you're trying to take people through on this groove experience, and maybe what you play doesn't fit in that journey right now. But that's not to say that there won't be a time where we can call on you to move this narrative forward. So yeah, it's a matter of people being patient and understanding and accommodating of that. But like, we're not afraid to take a chance on people, like when it makes sense, and there will be a time where it'll make sense, we'll put you on, you'll get your shine, you'll get your slot, you'll even give you prime time, So yeah, it's that thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's something else that like we take pride in, that we like for this coming show that we have. I think the prime slots are given to, I don't even know if they have Instagram or anything.
For real?
Yeah, but they're good. They're really good, like live.
Trust
music.
and believe.
Yeah, because we've seen them live. We've seen them Black Lebone. I think the one guy was playing at Black Lebone and it was amazing, So yeah.
And then in terms of the curation, right now there's talks that, DSTV Delicious, they have this Don Toliver on a Saturday. And they've got Lauren here and other people on the Sunday. Do you think that was a good choice for them, or do you think that you agree with what people are saying and saying, no, man, it doesn't make sense, it's the wrong festival to be booking them? So what are your opinions as a consumer and an event organizer?
From an event organizer perspective, when I look at DSTV Delicious, I understand that it's not necessarily explicitly just a festival for the sake of being a festival. Mm-hmm. There's objectives from sponsors and sort of engagement targets and metrics and KPIs and things they need to reach and targets they need to hit, right? So because I don't know what those objectives and KPIs explicitly are, I can't say if it's the right choice or not. As a consumer, I'm a bit confused.
Okay.
But maybe I'm just speculating here. Maybe they're trying to get a younger crowd in. Maybe they're trying to get, fresher faces, more like youthful people in their space. And if that's the objective, they're going about it in a way that's effective, but like it could be marketed more, clearly. It could be marketed better, communicated better, like strategized better from a brand perspective. I'm not mad at it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I appreciate people trying things.
Yeah, man.
Like, try things. Like, give people new experiences. Give people something they're not accustomed to. Teach people to accept that, you're not always going to get what you think you're supposed to. Like, open up the market in that way. So I kind of support it. I think it's kind of camp.
Okay.
I agree with Zango.
You agree? Okay, because the thing is, the way I look at it, they have brought sort of a younger artist, an artist that caters to the younger market. It's just that we all have this narrative that it's for the older generation, whereas it's not.
It's not.
And a lot of us young people, we listen to Lauryn Hill. That is for the young youth. So
Youth and dialect.
yeah, you know what I mean? And the thing is, you can have a dance Oliver on a Saturday where it's very heavy, and then have a Lauryn Hill on a Sunday where it's very nice and chill and mellow. You know, you can have a mixture of both. I feel like they're catering for the people that love the rowdy crowd and love the, you know, that all that energy. And then on a Sunday, you can actually transition into it, be like, no, today's gonna be a chill day. It's gonna be relaxed. I'm gonna listen to those artists. Nothing bad's gonna go wrong. So I personally love it. I don't see why people say like it's the wrong festival. You know, and this is the thing. A lot of people are, you know, shooting down Hey My K about, you know, them being one-hit wonders, you know, and, you know, a lot of people, because you guys are event organizers and you've been doing it for more than 5 years, do you feel like people are just throwing too much dirt on their names? Or do you feel like they should like give them a chance, man? Because it's not easy, you know?
Yeah, and they need grace.
You know, when I see those tweets and everything, I'm like, listen, it's easy to tweet and say all those things, but
have you been in the boardroom?
Yeah, have you been?
Have you been in the strats 8? Like, it's not. It's not. Like,
have you? If it was easy for everyone to do it, you would book all your favorite artists. You know, if it was easy, you would also bring all your favorite artists. But those people take the time to go overseas, speak to these artists in person. You don't know the disrespect or maybe the attitude or whatever that they're getting that side. Yeah, you know. And they still have to be like, no, man, you have to bring this person to that. Our people.
Like, I feel like what a lot of people don't understand in terms of like bringing international artists is that our markets and our economies aren't the same. Yeah. You know, the rand and the dollar don't buy the same thing. You know, the rand and the euro, the rand and the pound don't do the same thing. So in terms of like markets and economies, it really doesn't make a lot of fiscal sense to be able to bring whatever international artists you want us to bring. And to that end, I say they need to give Hey Neighbor a bit of grace in doing the best that they can. Yeah. You know, and what I see them trying to do is establish that culture and establishing South Africa as an international hub for like international artists that, no, this becomes a market you can't ignore. This becomes a space you can't ignore on your world tour. Yes. Because a lot of the time, artists skip like South Africa or Africa on their world tour. It's because our markets just aren't what their markets they're used to are. You know, economically we can't compete with like, you know, international rates and international like scopes of production and things like that. So I'm appreciative of the culture that Hey Neighbor is trying to build here, and I'm understanding of how difficult it is to sort of pull off something on that scale.
Yeah. Also, just to bring the race card, I mean, it's I might be wrong, but it's a black-owned festival. You know,
it is. Yes.
To have it be on that stage where years and years SA was kind of like ruled by white-owned festivals. You know, I think they do deserve a fair chance. Yeah. You know,
I think for me, bear in mind, Glen 21 has brought like a lot of my favorite artists. Yeah. You know, and I look at it as, you know, they're trying something. You know, like you said, they're trying something. And the thing is, we are the hub in terms of music and stuff like that. We have the culture. Yeah. You know, all these other countries, they're sort of mimicking or trying to take what we have. And seeing these people trying to bring them, our favorite artists, to us and be like, yo, we have the infrastructure. We just need our government or wherever, or the sponsors or the brands to jump on board and be like, listen, here, we've got these people coming, they're down, we just need this from you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
100%.
And it's you know, I would give them a whole lot of grace, you know, because the thing is, I know how much of a nightmare it is just doing a 3-day, 2-day, and people can be tweeting and saying all these bad stuff, but you know what? I'm looking forward to whoever they're going to bring. And you also realize that the artists they're saying yes to now, or you're excited for now, they might not be available then at the end of the year in December. So you have to take that into consideration. Like, yes, we moved it from August to December, but you might not see that artist.
Footy were far.
You know, and yeah, it's sort of like that. And there's a lot of other events that are having many festivals and events and artists on their lineups. Like, for example, Red Bull Unlocked, Luxurious Marble, and all those things. Your lineups have not had like a lot of artists and DJs on. So when you see that for other events and festivals, what goes through your head?
My thing is, it's as much as it can be a scale thing, it's also, again, a narrative thing. I feel like when there's a million people on the lineup, you don't get to enjoy each artist and engage with each artist as, intimately and as earnestly as you could.
Okay.
For me, the smaller the lineup is, the better, because I get to pay attention to every single act and give it my undivided attention. You really get to engage in the music with the music at its core. And it doesn't feel the same when it's a large festival and there's so many people that have to get through all their acts, and like each artist has like only 15 minutes and stuff like that. Because I've been to some big festivals and I've like seen the inner workings, and I've watched artists get kicked off stage because time is not on their side. Like people don't get to perform their favorites, like the crowd's favorite song, because the set time was so small, because there's so many other artists that they still need to get through as well. And I'm like, sometimes bigger isn't always better, in that regard. So, but yeah, man, that's how I feel about it.
On your side?
Yes, I think because I think when we started paying more attention to artists as well, because I think I went to focus more on the crowd, on the audience, and then they neglect the artist. It doesn't help, because you need to make the artist happy as well. And we used to do this where we had like an artist does 15 minutes to 20 minutes, and then a DJ obviously an hour, and then we stopped at some point because we had so many complaints. People are like, "Yo, we're not having fun," because yeah, we had artists complain, "Well, okay, we're not having fun," Yeah. So we changed it. We're like, okay, cool. We're gonna pay more attention to the artist as well. So that's why we have like a small lineup. Because it makes sense. It makes sense, and people do enjoy it.
From the smaller side, what is amazing and good about having it smaller, and what do you see is bad about having it bigger, besides the music part and enjoying the sets?
Number one, it is logistically, in terms of runtime and in terms of like from a production standpoint, it makes it easier for me to manage the stage, because there's a lot more buffers. So things can go a lot more smoothly now that we have a bit more time to work with. We have like that safety net of, okay, this person has been allocated an hour-long slot and they're only going to probably perform for like 30 to 45 minutes of that. That way we can change over more smoothly, Because another aspect that we're trying to reinvigorate in the space is that of having live musicianship. Instead of people like simply performing with backing tracks, we encourage artists to come through with a band or like instrumental accompaniment, so that when we allocate that time to them, you perform to the best of your abilities.
Yes.
You get to engage with the crowd more, because now it's a live rendition of what you're doing. It's not a backtrack that's limited to like a 3-minute song. Now you can stretch it. Now you can
extend
come back
version
with your
of it,
refrains and stuff. And it makes the performance so much more impactful. It makes the performance like last so much more, and it makes it that much more special. So that's one of the advantages of having like, a smaller lineup. And another advantage is like, you're not overstimulating people or bombarding people with so much, outside factors. People can like relax and be centered and be present in your event, instead of like sort of being, okay, I was hearing this, now I'm hearing this, now this is what's going on. And
there's a bit too much.
you give people a chance to center themselves, and you give artists a chance as well to not feel rushed or under duress when they're performing, to like, I need to get through the set list as quickly as possible so I can get to this. It's just a more wholesome and engaging and fulfilling experience for everyone involved.
And on your side?
Yeah, it's quite efficient as well, because you don't spend that much money, Yeah.
But artists are expensive still.
And have you had any
Even
issues
with the small lineups?
Yeah, have you had any issues with the artists you guys have tried to book, or has everything been clean and smooth sailing?
We've tried to book quite a few people, but sometimes we're just not where you want us to be with the coins.
Okay.
And that's one of the most difficult things we run into. But I find it as a blessing because what we are able to accomplish really shows us that it's not even about the status of the event. It's just, it's a matter of putting art at the front of everything. Okay. Like every artist I've booked or we've booked, I'm so grateful for because they were so they engaged with the experience as well, and they immersed themselves in the culture. And like we've had it on multiple occasions where artists like don't leave after they're done performing.
Yes.
They stick around and see what we're doing here, and like they become a part of the crowd as well, and they also want to see who's next, who's performing as well. So it stops being about the coins and it starts being about the culture
and the community, yeah.
And the community and what we're trying to build here. So we have had there's been artists we've been trying to book as well, and we just aren't there financially yet. But sooner rather than later, everything is going to align, and you're gonna see it for yourselves that this is what the movement was always supposed to be.
And in a lot of people say when you're starting out in event property, they rush to sponsorship.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, man, just do it without the sponsor. The sponsors will come, the brands will come. The sad truth is sometimes the brands and the sponsors won't come. Have you guys had challenges or anything good happen to going after sponsors? Because I have been to a few events where there's been a sponsor there and that sponsor's been integrated into the event quite nicely. So how do you guys go about that? Or would you advise people to chase after sponsors and chase after the bag?
Chasing after sponsors, I don't think it's a good idea if the brand doesn't align with the event.
100%.
I think we've sent out so many decks, changed decks for years, and been into meetings, promised stuff, and people didn't deliver. I think it got into a point where after we do a deck, like a fresh deck, 2025 fresh, I'm just reluctant to sending it because I'm just like, I'm gonna get the same response, So I think with brands, it's we've been approaching brands, so many brands, and right now with shout out to Teresho,
Matchbox Live,
who's been helpful with structuring things for us. There is a bit of change, but then we've kind of worked on a system of our own where we can find ourselves, through merch and but then realize what we can actually find our own shows with just merch, which is crazy, So we've just taken things to, into our own hands, and it's working out.
Merchandise.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's this? We have this question on the show.
Yeah.
If you had unlimited budget, who would you bring? Unlimited budget. Who would you bring?
Just for jazz in general, or
across the board? You can bring whatever you want. Unlimited budget.
I'd bring Tyler the Creator.
Okay.
And maybe Daniel Caesar.
All right.
And we'll make it a 3-day festival.
Okay, that's just their two headliners. That's it.
There'd be others, obviously, but the main person I'd bring is probably Tyler the Creator. Yeah, and then we'll see from there how we're coming.
Okay, starting off good. And your side, Vuyo?
I would bring Kamasi Washington, Terrence Martin, Larry June, Tom Mitch, Vena. We'd
bring all the jazz cats,
I'll bring who's Kamasi Washington's wife? That lady. I'll bring that lady. I'll bring the whole Blue Note.
Yeah, I'd bring Emmanuel Wilkins.
Yeah. I'll bring the whole Blue Note.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, no, that's actually I have to agree. I love Larry June, so I definitely fucks with that. I love Tyler the Creator as well. So that
because now we think.
Yeah, I know it's they're both different artists, and I really love it. So I would personally love that. And the thing is, when you think of it like that, you never know. Maybe those artists really do want to come, but they have a thought that okay, maybe we don't have infrastructure, and they're just waiting for someone on the other side to be like, yo, we do have the infrastructure, just pull through. We'll do it. Because a lot of people on the show have said, they'd love a Clear Soul, they'd love a Sade.
Leo.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And bear in mind, for those that don't know, they've tried approaching Clear Soul. It's just that she said no. And the thing is, it's not saying no to the thing of she doesn't want to come to SA. She probably wants to come, but she wants to do it at her own time for her own show. Not dealing with any promoters or anything like that. Because she's so big, she doesn't really need a promoter. She can drop the flyer by herself and with the link and be like, yo.
We will be there.
Yeah, we will be there.
We will
you know
be
what
there.
I mean? But other than that, where do you guys see NarowBi going? As well as Soundcheck, as well as Kid Loves Jazz.
I see us incorporating fully as an agency, right? As a creative agency and like sort of an agency that brings brands to life as well in that regard. But also in the event space, I see us becoming that festival. I see us becoming that festival in so many different contexts in terms of like jazz, becoming that festival for the youth to engage with jazz, and also becoming that festival for people who just want to go and experience something different and like experience it and experience music more intimately and, just be with other people, becoming a communal hub in that regard. I see us as being that festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on your side, Rio?
I think I see us growing big as well. I think I'm looking at big numbers, which is quite soon. I see us growing, man. I see us booking international acts.
Wow. Can you give us a hint?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
Two of the artists that I just said.
Yeah.
Currently
In
talks
the blue
with our
notes.
managers, and the date is locked in. Yeah.
Okay.
We're moving.
All right, there's
That's
motion.
not
There's motion. There's motion.
It's not Katsuya.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you for the exclusive. I really appreciate it. And what's this? Do you guys go to other events? And
Hell yeah.
Oh, we do, yeah. You guys want to
Always
sell out.
outside. Always outside.
You're spicy, so I feel. Yeah.
All right, so okay, besides House of Yomzansi, what other events do you guys go to that you love?
Yo.
Let me tell you about a place called Sunset Sunday.
Oh my goodness.
Tell you about what the French for You boys are up to over there. Yeah, we go outside. Even the homecoming gang. I'm usually like in Pretoria as well for like homecoming things. I played at Sonnefontein not so long ago. Homecoming Africa, Friends Like Me, just everything everybody does. Actually, we go to all of these things. Ebum Nandini, we're there. Prime with Alex from Cape Town, we're there. We're outside. We're really outside.
And what do those organizers do correctly or incorrectly that you've noticed?
I only see me personally, I'm really inspired by what people are able to accomplish.
Yeah.
Like, for example, with Homecoming, the way they incorporate, brand collaboration and sponsorship and really bring brands to life in their space and fold it in and make sort of their events ecosystem sustainable. And like the longevity they have as well and the scale they're able to operate with on a consistent basis, I find that super inspirational. With Soundset, the cultural impact they have on the like Johannesburg event scene, like it's undeniable that like Soundset is the spot, Like with Prime, the way they activate young people and like the way they lean towards the less amapiano curation and more sort of like hip hop and R&B and cater to people in that regard, I find that super cool and how engaged people are with that. With Ebum Nandini, the way it's like so alternative, like so subversive and it's such a deep subculture, but like people come through for it and like people go there to have a draw. Just so many things I find so inspiring from all these different home therapy as well. The way people go, the way people go to dance, like bringing back the culture of going to a space to dance, and not like going to a function just to sit on furniture in a section and just look at other people. No, we go there to move our bodies, So I'm inspired by so many different facets of different spaces. And I really can't fault anybody on their movement. And I'm just like, more life to all of them. And like, yeah, keep it going. We need it.
Okay. And your side?
Same, man. I can't fault anyone. But I think I would say Bushfire, MTN Bushfire. I like how the sustainability is alive there. Like they take recycling and just every artist is like given is cut sawo, you know, like it's just perfect, you know. And then I would say also Spring Jazz at Nyrox.
Yes.
I never miss that one because it from the posters, how it's made, simplicity, from the artists that I brought there, you know, even when you get there, there's no stage. It's just like you're just chilling there, and then
it's like a pit, and then everyone's just around. Yeah,
that, I think I'm into that. I'm into that, you know. And then you look at Joy of Jazz, Jazz in the Lights.
Yes,
you know, it's family friendly, you know. And I don't know how they do it. I don't know if Joker allows that, you know. But then there's festivals where you can go with mshana wako, you know, you can go with your kid, you can go with your niece, you know. I think, yeah, I'm into that.
Okay, more family orientated, where it's just music, and you still can have the same amount of fun you'd have at any other festival, but just you can bring your kid along. Like everyone is not missing out. For sure.
I think all these are just like it's live band, because I'm into that. Okay. Yeah.
And what's this? If you guys had to, you know, speak about House of YMZ, what would you say? You've spoken about Soundcheck, you've spoken about what's this, French for New, Homecoming, whatever. You know,
you don't send us the invites.
Like,
is there a mailing list from the? I don't know about. Like, I haven't gotten one email, bro.
The branding from the first one just changed. Like, like from the first, I remember from the first one, we had speakers, we had lights, and then the second one, when it came out, like everything was just changed. Like the branding was all over. You know, with the videos. But yeah, man, I think I like that. I also like how like the curation of the lineup is really, really dope. I went to one where Unosi was playing. Oh my goodness, Unosi. Yeah.
That was one. She's one of those ones.
That was lovely. I thought maybe like after maybe 3 weeks, now you guys are gonna like get a bigger venue, you know, like that, because like the demand is high. Demand is high, but it's, I don't know, maybe that's the whole aim, to be exclusive. I don't know.
I can't say anything. Hey man, I can't say anything. But I think the nice thing is this, that you're seeing the community of people, you know, that pull through always.
Yeah.
You know, I can't speak on the invite part, guys. Please don't shoot me. Don't shoot the messenger. But, you know, whenever you guys want to pull up, just pull up. You know what I mean? You know. Just, yeah.
Not
me. DM the page.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, we'll definitely have a few, and a lot of people do ask if it's monthly or recurring, whatever. Hey man, when it happens, then we feel like it will just come up. You know, you just have to be ready. It can be tomorrow, could be weekend, it could be next week. Yeah, the thing is, when you have a community and they're just willing to pull up and have a good time, and they know what you're bringing, you can drop a fly anytime. You know what I mean? So,
word.
Yeah, man, don't worry. There'll be something coming. I can't say much, but there's something coming. You know? The brews are always cooking up something. So we're looking forward to seeing how people are going to react. Everyone's cried about bigger venue, but it's just, you have to get it wrong or right a few times. And then when you scale up, there's no issues.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think it's also a thing of when you scaling it up to a size that you want to incorporate more people, you want to make sure that everything is being met that you had at the smaller scale, but just bigger.
Everybody's taken care of.
Yeah, in certain aspects, as well as curation. And, you know, they've been doing it without brands so far. So when, like, you get bigger and brands come on board, you're like you're saying, yo, we're doing this without you. Yeah. What are you bringing to the table now if you're jumping on board? So, yeah, man. But other than that, do you guys have anything else to add to the youth and say to the youth that are starting events?
I think go to school, finish school,
study hard,
get land in the creatives. You just need to get it right, but then finish school and maybe follow your dreams. If you have an idea, execute it. Don't wait for anyone to help you. Start with implementing it. Start with acting on it. Yeah.
And your side?
I would like to tell people to take care of themselves. Not only like physically, but like take care of yourself emotionally, take care of yourself spiritually. That's very important. You know, stay prayed up, stay protected. And yeah, I'd encourage people to have a little bit more empathy and come to NarowBi.
Yeah. I think what I would say is don't be afraid to ask for help. I think that's the best advice I'd give to people. Because I see a lot of my creative friends, you know, crying to me, and I'm like, dude, all you have to do is just put a social media post and see who helps you out.
Yeah.
You know? So, and a lot of people do struggle with asking for help. They've got pride. So yeah, man, my advice to everyone would be like,
and the community is alive.
Yeah, you know, just ask for help. You know, if you need help with a fly, if you need help with getting DJs, put it out there. And
also, you see that thing, it goes both ways. That's why I say like have more empathy as well, because there'll be a time where people ask you for help, and people come to you to sort of, you know, show them a way, not even the way, but show them a way. And you need to be empathetic of that and sort of like help each other, you know? Yeah. So, yeah.
All right, but no, thank you guys definitely for joining me on Groove Theory. But yeah, man, we look forward to seeing what you guys do in the future.
Thank you for having us.
And those international acts that you mentioned, we can't wait to see them and what you guys do with them as well. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much as the NarowBi team. But yeah, man. Yeah.
Just one more question. What's your calendar for?
I'd peep it the rest of this year.
Yeah.
So we do a sound check every first Friday of the month, but our next sound check is actually like tomorrow or day after tomorrow, this Friday. 8th of August. We have Party Plus Market coming up on the 13th of September. Then we have another Party Plus Market that's going to be going for a weekend, which is in collaboration with the Center for the Less Good Idea on the 22nd and 23rd of November. We have a Kids Love Jazz in Cape Town taking place on the 9th of November. We have Kids Love... Am I allowed to announce it?
Yeah.
The Kids Love Jazz Joburg. That's also taking place at the Playground in Bram on the 2nd of November. We have NarowBi New Year's Eve. We're going to do a big thing there. Like the whole Bram block party vibes, we're doing it on another level. Come through to New Year's Eve. Am I forgetting an event?
10th of October 2026.
Yeah, we're doing Cornhill.
Cornhill.
The big one.
People's Park.
Big one.
Big one.
Big one.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but that's next year.
The
Doing the big one. Doing the big one in October. Next year, come through Kids Love Jazz Festival. Not just festival. Yeah, so that's how we come in with it.
All right. No, man, thank you so much, love. Any more questions from the floor? All right. Thank you so much.